Welcome back to the show, Reds. This is the Shankly Sessions, the Liverpool podcast we bring you each and every week as part of the upper tier. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification button, drop a like in the video, and you'll be all set for the content we release each and every week. Massive game coming up on Saturday now, especially on the back of that disappointing performance and result against Newcastle. Really, we came back twice in the game, then took the lead and then coughed it up right at the end, but in truth lucky to get out of there. Newcastle by far the better team, especially first half. Second half we came back into it, but really on the balance of play, really a poor showing, really, with the exception of a couple of players. But time to fix up, and no bigger game than the Merseyside derby, and no bigger occasion than the final Merseyside derby at Goodison. Unless we made it along the way somewhere in cups or something like that, this could be the final Merseyside derby at Goodison. What a stadium it's been, steeped in so much history. A lot of football fans forget how important Everton have been to football down through the years and how successful they've been, and Goodison being the forerunner in football for a long time. One of the first stadiums, we said it last night on the Thursday here talk show with Darren, you know, the first stadium to put in dugouts, under soil heating, all sorts of stuff. So there's a lot of firsts for this stadium, a lot of history in there and stuff like that, and it's going to be a huge occasion. Obviously the Everton fans will be in full voice, something we'll have to dampen down pretty quickly in the game and early on and stuff like that. Going to be an interesting kind of game. Obviously McAllister suspended, limits our options in midfield and stuff like that. I think the midfield's probably going to pick itself with Curtis, Dom on the other side and Gravenberch in the middle. So I don't think there's any secret on how the midfield is going to go. But it's going to be the occasion, and we can't afford to let the occasion get to us. At times it happens. I kind of felt really in that game on Wednesday as well, first half, we were kind of letting the occasion get to us up on St James's, you know, and it'll be the same on Saturday, but with a lot more layers to that onion, as they say, and stuff like that. And now from Dyche's point of view, he won't need to do much of a team talk. They'll have set the narrative. Final Merseyside derby, he'll be saying to the boys, let's go out of here on the right note and stuff like that. They're in good vein of form now. They found a few goals the other day, even though it was a couple of OGs, they still won 4-0, big win. So they'll be coming into it quite confident. We will be coming into it a little bit disappointed, in fairness, after coughing up that late equaliser. And not putting in a great showing either. So a lot to fix up there. We know how this fixture last year derailed us very much. Between that and the Palace game, really poured water on our fire. That was a title race, really, you know. Obviously the narrative there with Van Dijk losing a whole season of his career from Jordan Pickford, you know. So there's a lot of layers in this and stuff like that. Let's get in and look at some team news here. If you look at the team news, let's get into it. Obviously form as well at the moment. We're coming in with 5 wins and a draw in the last 6, the draw being the Newcastle game. They're coming in with 3 draws, 2 losses and a win. So that win the other day was huge for them. For them at the moment, Amanda Broja came back in, had a few minutes there at the end. And also Jack Harrison, Don McCaver-Lewin is in there, Beto, Craig Dawson. Someone said to me last night, I think it was Ryan, the Wolves fan, said to me last night that Craig Dawson is their top goal scorer, which is absolutely mad. Chimiti is about a week away. James Garner and Ero are fighting to be fit, but may struggle. For us, obviously, Kanate's out, Bradley's out. What does he go with at the back, really, is the conundrum, isn't it? Obviously Trent has to start, doesn't he? So you would imagine Trent starting. You would imagine he'd put Joe in there beside Gomez. Let's see what way he goes. I'd imagine we're going to get Robbo at left, obviously Virgil in there. Does he change the goalkeeper? Is it time for Alisson now to come back in? Which would seem a little bit harsh on Quivine and stuff like that. He's been excellent for the last 2.5 months or whatever it is while he's been deputising. Unfortunately, that error the other night, really unfortunate, you know. And I was shocked as well at the reaction of the fan base to Keith Quivine as well. He's been absolutely excellent for us, you know what I mean. But just goes to show you're only as good as your last game, aren't you? So potentially could Alisson make a return on this one. McAllister obviously suspended. Jota's still out. Chiesa still on his fitness run. So let's see how that goes. But obviously all eyes will be on Mo Salah, won't they? Mo Salah, who has been unbelievable this year. He'll want to put in a real good showing again on Saturday. Looking at the lineups, you're looking at Pickford, Young, Tarkowski, Branthwaite, Mikalenko, Ndoi, Gehi, Mangala, Doucouré, McNeil and Calvert-Lewin. That's what you're looking in there potentially for Everton. For Liverpool, Kelleher, stroke Alisson maybe, who knows. I know the gaffer had been on about Alisson potentially later on in December and stuff like that, but is he ready to go now? Let's see. Trent, I would go with Joe Gomez. I wouldn't go with Quansah in this one. I'd like to have Quansah in there as an option on the bench, because our bench is going to be just a little bit light with McAllister suspended. Not a huge amount to cover there. Van Dijk, Robertson, Gravenberch, Jones, Szoboszlai, Salah, Nunes and Diaz. Now, does he stick with Nunes in this one? Is this one this kind of emotional one where he can create that chaos, to create that space? Or after those misses against Newcastle, does he throw him back on the bench for a bit, and do you go with Diaz on the left? Sorry, go with Gakpo on the left, Diaz in the middle and Salah on the right? Let us know your thoughts on that in the comments. They're the real questions at the moment. The real questions at the moment: 1, does Alisson go back in and replace Quaven? 2, are you going with Joe Gomez or are you going with Quansah? And 3, up front, does he change it out, sit Nunes down for a couple of games now and bring Luis Diaz into the middle with Gakpo on the left and Salah on the right? They are the questions coming out of that game. Massive game. Need to get the 3 points, Reds. Get back on track again. Hopefully we can go on another run again like we did when we kicked on from the Forest game, from another poor result and poor performance. But these are these games where they drag you down into it. And what we need to do is we need to be on it from minute 1. Don't get dragged down into their kind of game the way they'll want to do it. Don't let them set the narrative. Don't give them the ball. I think we need to be better on the ball than we did the other night. I think on the ball the other night, first half, we were absolutely poor, just kicking it away, coughing it up, stupid passes, trying silly things, passes that weren't on, all this kind of stuff. We need to get into the rhythm of our game. But 3 points is going to be vital here, and if we do put 3 points on the board, that puts a lot of pressure on teams just below us who are playing later on the day. So we have an opportunity to set the narrative this Saturday early with the 12:30 kickoff. But it should be a massive game, massive spectacle as well. Darren was thinking somewhere in the region of a 1-1 last night on the show. I'm thinking somewhere in the region of a 2-1 Liverpool. I think it'll be a tight affair. I think it'll be an emotional affair as well. And it will carry a lot of emotion, not just for Everton fans but also for Liverpool fans. A lot of Liverpool fans there now have been going to Goodison for a long time and stuff like that, and it will feel strange being the last one. The new stadium looks absolutely fantastic down on the Docklands. What a job they've done on that, and a big job for Sean Dyche to make sure that that team is in the Premier League for such a stadium and stuff like that. So a lot of pressure on him as well. Let us know your predictions down in the comments, folks. Let us know your thoughts on the game. Massive game, 12:30 tomorrow, live on BT, I'd imagine. Everton versus Liverpool, the final Merseyside derby at Goodison, pending if we get a cup draw or something like that, but looking like the final one, definitely the final one in the Premier League, that's for sure. But a massive game for both teams, with implications at both ends of the table. So like I said, let us know your comments, let us know your predicted lineups, let us know your predictions, where you think the key areas will be. I think the midfield is going to be key again, as it always is. But yeah, let's get into this one, Reds. Let's keep this going. Cheers, folks. If you could subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification button, drop a like on the video. Up the top of the table, Reds. Let's go.